Is that iPad gonna stay? All right, we're good. Welcome back to Life Uncut with me. Yeah, Martin. Martin's Life Uncut. Only right I should be here. Mookie. It's not called Mookie's Life Uncut. It's called Martin's Life Uncut. I guess he's gonna take a minute and be in the video. So today we're gonna talk about something very, very, very important. Should you go to college? Should you go to? We're gonna figure out the camera in a minute. Now, I bet since you were little, you've been told college is the only path to success. Your parents told you you need to go to college in order to get the job you want, in order to raise a happy family, in order to be successful. And if you don't, it probably seemed like there's no hope for you to be successful. When you were in school, they continued that mental training. They started telling you, do these 4 core subjects for 12 years just so you can get good grades, just so you can go to college, just so you can get a degree, just so you can get a job in that field. So should you go to college? Well, that depends. That depends on you, that depends on your passion, and that depends on your drive. Today, in this video, we're going to talk about 3 things. 1, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of going to college and not going to college. We're going to talk about 2, the types of people that go to college and the types of people who don't need college. And 3, I'm going to share with you my personal experience with college and my plan for future with college. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, pros and cons of going to college. Let's start with the pros, all right? Let's start with the good news. Let's start with the things that would make you want to go to college. It's a great transition period. You think you know it all. You think, oh, adulting's easy. Adulting's a joke. You got this. But you don't. It's a lot harder to take care of yourself than you think when you're 16 and 17 and graduating high school at 18. So you get a safe place for 4 years at least to become an adult, to learn how to pay rent every month, to learn how to deal with new kinds of people every day, to deal with new challenges without mommy and daddy ready at any call to run up and help you. So yeah, it gives you a transition period. It teaches you how to be an adult. The second pro, it gives you instant credibility. You get a bachelor's degree, if you get a master's degree, that tells people looking for people to work for them that you are credible. That what you say you know how to do, you actually know how to do because you spent that time to get that degree. And 3, most people need a plan B. And don't take this offensively because I would have taken this offensively. Most people don't just get to say, this is what I'm going to do, and no matter what, it's going to work. I'm sorry to break it to you. College gives you an opportunity if you think it's safer for you and if you're more comfortable with it, that if whatever you actually want to do doesn't work out, you have a fallback plan. And it's not a bad thing to have a fallback plan. Because I've seen people in my own life, and I know where they are now. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to say what's happened to them. But those people only had a plan A, and when plan A didn't work out, well, you can probably put the rest together in your own head. So let's go into cons. Let's go into the cons, because those are some pretty strong pros. So the cons are, 1, you are dedicating at least 4 years of your life to one thing. Just like you were forced to dedicate kindergarten through 12th grade, or maybe even a little bit before that, like preschool to school, you're going to dedicate 4 more years at least, if you're not 5 to 8 to 10 more years of your life to school. Are you okay with that? Does that sit okay with you? I hope so. It could be a good thing for you. Maybe not. I don't know you, and I'm not making any assumptions. That's why we're making this video, for you to make that decision for yourself. The second con. This isn't when mom and dad went to school and got an accounting or a lawyer or doctorate, a lawyer degree or a doctorate, and there were jobs everywhere because there weren't that many candidates. Today, you have to be one of the best. If you go try to be a doctor or a lawyer, you better be at one of the top of your class, and you better be ready to try as hard as you fucking can to be at the top. because there's more people than ever getting these degrees, more people than ever looking for these jobs, and more people than ever working the job that they didn't want with the degree they wanted. So you got to understand that this is supply and demand. There's this many jobs and this many candidates, so you got to at least be this good so you can get one of these jobs. And the better you are, and I know I did that a little bit backwards, the better chance you have of being able to actually get the job you wanted when you were a little girl, a little boy. And 3, let's just be honest with each other, debt. You go to school 4 years, you're looking at about $150,000. You go to school for 7 to 8 years, you're looking closer to $250,000 to $300,000. You're going to be going 6 figures into debt. So whatever degree you get, it has to be worth it. Don't go to school for music. Don't go to school for art or theater. You want to be an actor? You want to be a comedian? You want to be a fucking musician? Good. Learn it yourself. Make your own content. You got the whole internet in the palm of your hands to make your name known. Don't go spend $200,000 when you can just go spend a couple $1,000s in self-investment, learn from good people, and get where you want to go. So those are the pros and cons, and they're just things to consider. They're factors. There's more factors, but you got to remember these things before you commit yourself to even a semester, because I paid $13,000 for that one semester I was at college. So remember, weigh your pros and cons. Make your own pros and cons list. These are the general pros and cons. If you're not quite ready to adult, this is a good transition for you. Go to college. It's worth it. If you're going to go into a field where you need credibility, instant credibility, and you don't know how to build it, go to college. And if you're not sure what you want in life, go to college. Starting with types of people who should go to college, let's start with the must-goes. I call them must-goes because the jobs in our society require a degree in order to get them. These are your lawyers, your doctors, your CPAs, and your teachers. These 4 jobs require you to get that degree in order to go into that field. So let's exclude them, and now let's talk about everybody else who should go to college. Let's start with people who lack self-motivation. Now, I'm not here hating on anybody. This is just some people. Not everybody is perfect. Actually, nobody is perfect. So if you're the type of person who needs a schedule laid out, you're the type of person who needs to have to go to work or have to go to school or whatever, from these hours to these hours, you should go to college. If you're also a person who lacks purpose, I fall into this category. I feel like I check a lot of the boxes in people who shouldn't go to college, but because I checked this box, and I'll tell you later, I will be going back to college. I believe that you need to know what you want in order to not go to college. You need to know what business, what kind of field, what that iPad's gonna fall, I told y'all. What you want to do in order to go to college, or to not go to college. Because that way you have something that you can work at every day, learn every day, get better at every day, and be successful in. So if you lack purpose, go to college. And 3, or I guess 4 actually, if you include the first one. If work and money isn't your top priority, what do I mean by this? For me, success for me and my family, wealth for me and my family is top of my priority list. For other people, if they can provide their family with a good life, a Christmas, and a vacation every year, that's a good life for them, and that's great. Go to college, get a degree, get a 9 to 5, schedule everything out, and don't make work this number 1 priority. When you choose not to go to college and be an entrepreneur, a freelancer, you have to grind every day. Work is your main priority. But if that's not your main priority, then go ahead and go to college. Go get a safe job. Go enjoy your life in that way. College is good for that kind of person. So those are the kinds of people that should go to college. The kinds of people that have to go, the kinds of people that aren't driven enough to not go, the kinds of people who don't know what to do if they didn't go, and the kinds of people who, to be honest, work just isn't that big of a deal to them. So what kind of person then, if all those people are supposed to go to college, shouldn't go to college. This kind of person knows they're not in the majority, and they love it. They don't want to be like everybody else. They want to wake up every day and be on their own. They want to be the leader of the wolf pack. This person has or is working on getting income or high income skills. Skills that people, no matter what, will be looking to pay for. Your writers of the world, your salesmen of the world, the people that have skills that otherwise don't need college. This includes your plumbers and your electricians as well. I don't want to forget them. The next thing, you got to be driven and passionate. And this might be the number one, I'm not letting it fall again, number one part of being or not going to college. You have to wake up every day and be ready to hustle. Be ready to grind no matter how you feel. Fuck how you feel. You got to do what you got to do that day. 2, you got to be passionate. Whatever you're doing, maybe it's not your long-term thing, but whatever you decided to do, instead of go to college, you better be passionate about it. You better wake up every day loving it. Otherwise, you're going to trap yourself, and you don't want to trap yourself. You want to make sure you're always on the path to your happiness and your success. The second most important characteristic, in my opinion, is you can't be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail, then you're screwed, because you're going to fail once, because you're going to fail. Whether you're in college or not, you're going to fail, and you're going to give up, and ain't no one there to pick you up. Ain't no academic advisor pulling you in saying, get your shit together. Ain't no roommate saying, why the fuck isn't rent paid? You're just going to fail, and you're going to stay stuck in a rut, and you're going to fuck yourself. Pardon my language throughout this video. I'm a little bit passionate about this. So you got to be passionate. You can't be afraid to fail. And finally, out of all these 5 characteristics of someone who's not going to college, you got to be very level-headed. Ups and downs. When you get punched in the face and life says, nah, it ain't working, you can't give up. That's back to not afraid to fail. You got to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. 72 degrees, same mindset as you were last week when you just sold $10,000 worth of product. You want to, while everyone in your room or your whole workforce is celebrating, jumping up and down, having a party, you're smiling, but you're not overdoing it. You're 72 degrees all the time. You are level-headed. Your mindset is your mindset no matter what. So just a quick review of the 5 characteristics of people who don't go to college is you're not in the majority, and you know it, and you're okay with it. You're working on or you have income or high income skills. You're driven and you're passionate. You're not afraid to fail, and you're level-headed. You're 72 degrees all the time. So if you're all these things, what are you going to do? What kind of people, what jobs, what careers do these people go into? 1, there's workforce jobs. These are your salesmen. These are your plumbers, your electricians, your freelance copywriters, the people who just go out and find their jobs, find their money. Then there's your creators. These are your bloggers, your vloggers, your YouTubers, your graphic designers, all of these things that people need, and you freelance, or people like me who create videos and people watch. That's part of it. Another one, you're a leader. You're just a natural born leader. People listen to you. People follow you. Or you don't even have to be a natural born leader, because that's stuck in your head, so you need to change that. You can work on being a leader. You can become a great leader. MLK, Gandhi, whoever you consider your top leader, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, whatever. They weren't just automatically great leaders. They became better every day. They might have started at a higher point, but they became better every day at leading. These people are your entrepreneurs, your CEOs, your motivational speakers, the people who can draw in a room and spread a message to them. Then you got your geniuses in their fields. Yes, this includes scientists and mathematicians, the people who study disease research, just smart people You're a genius. You don't need college. But there's also other kinds of geniuses, and these are entertainers. Geniuses in comedy, Dave Chappelle. Geniuses in music, Grateful Dead, Drake. I don't care if you like Drake or not, he's a genius in music. I could go on and on and on about music. That's a whole nother video. You got more things other than comedy and music. So you got athletes. You got all sorts of things. You got entertainers. You got geniuses in their respective fields. These geniuses are just ahead of the game. They're just that damn good. Not everyone's that, but there are people who are just that damn good, and why the hell do you need to go to listen to someone who you're already better than to get there? So those are the types of people who should go to college, types of people who shouldn't go to college. And I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight on what kind of person you are. So that leaves us with one other thing. Whoa, God damn, that iPad likes to fall. My personal experience. Now, I've written notes from my iPad that I wrote this whole video plan from to make this whole video. This then got no notes. This is just me telling you my honest feelings on the one semester I spent in college. When I got there, I was like, this is fucking stupid. I don't want to be in college. Fuck that. And I was wrong. I met one of my best friends that I will hopefully have for the rest of my life. I learned what it was really like to be an adult. It was a real wake-up call. It was like, nah, you really don't got life figured out like you think you got life figured out. And I masked it from myself from a while, but it was very overwhelming. And I didn't realize it till it was too late. And there's a whole story of why I've taken this past year and a half off and why I've decided to go back now, which we'll talk about here. But the whole year and a half off is a whole separate video. When I say you should go to college, I say that because you're going to network to people that you're not going to meet anywhere else. You're going to gain a circle that is going to be hard to create otherwise. And most importantly, you're really going to learn what it's like to be an adult. I don't think everybody needs college. I think the majority of people need college. And I think a lot of us try to tell ourselves we're not in the majority when there's got to be a majority. Most of us are in the majority. It's just how you work yourself. Just because you're in the majority doesn't mean you can't make it to the top 1%. It's just the path you take is different from the person who doesn't need college. I think I check I know I'm not in the majority box. I think I check that I know I check that I have high income skills box. I know I check that I'm the driven and passionate box, and I'm not scared to fail. I can go into any of these careers I've mentioned. So why the fuck am I going to college? Because I check one box. I check one box that says I should go to college, and that's I lack purpose. I don't know what I want in life. I know what I want in life, but I don't know how I want to get it. I don't know what I want to do to get what I want in life. So that's why I'm going to college. If you check one box along the lines of you lack purpose, maybe you don't quite yet have the ability to wake up and force yourself to work for yourself every day. Maybe you just want to go to college. Maybe it's an experience you want. Great. If you check any box that says go to college, fucking go to college. Go for the right thing, though. If you're going to go to college, go for a degree that's going to help you pay off that debt. Go in with the mindset that this is part of the plan, that this isn't fun and games, that I'm going to work hard and I'm going to be the best in the business. Whatever you decide from all the information I've given you in this video, just make a choice that you're going to stick with and you're going to try hard at. There's temptations in everything in life. If you decide to go to college, there's the basic temptations of women and parties. Or if you're a woman, there's, and drugs. It's the same for everybody. Sex, rock and roll, right? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? That's the temptations of life. So you can do all that shit. Just make sure you're trying hard in school. It's the same temptations if you don't go to college. Just make sure you're trying hard in whatever you're doing. So I hope this video was helpful for y'all. I hope my experience was helpful. I hope me making this pros and cons list, talking about the types of people, talking about the types of jobs, and all of that was just helpful for you. Helpful if you're like trying to decide whether to go to college or whether not to go to college. Which leads me to one thing that I just thought of. The last thing, and the thing I want to leave this video off on that I struggled with is do what's best for you. Not for anybody else. Not your mom, not your dad, grandma, grandpa, friends, family. I don't care. If you don't think going to college is what you need, don't go. And if down the line you decide it's time to go, then go then. I don't care what the repercussions are. You'll figure it out. Life's got a plan for you. So don't let outside influences make your decision. Let your mom, let your dad be factors in your decision, but let what you want and what you know is right in your heart and in your head be the overall deciding factor. So thank you guys. I didn't even watch this part of the video. I watched the whole rest of the video up until my personal experience. This part was meant to be uncut and unfiltered and not re-recorded. So if you want to watch the video again, great. This isn't the only thing we talk about on this channel. This is just the thing I wanted to talk about today. So if you liked this video, click like, click subscribe. If you like how I talk, you like my personality, and this isn't your kind of video, like and subscribe anyway. I will make a video most likely on something you're passionate about. And the next video that will come out will be an interview with the one and only Autumn Owen. I'm going to get her acclimated to y'all, and so y'all know what she's about and what you can expect from her, and we can move from there. So I'll see you guys in the next few days. Thank you again for tuning in this video. I know this video was a little bit long, and if you watched it all the way through, you're fucking awesome. So have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you. Like and subscribe. This has been Martin's Life Uncut. Follow me on Instagram at, do I still have it under mdrake2k, or do I have it under Martin's Life Uncut right now? 1 second. It's under, yeah, follow me on Instagram under mdrake2k, and I'll catch y'all later. Thank you.